Hello. Hopefully you can hear me now, and hopefully everybody who was over on the other stream finds me here. I don't know what was going on. I was trying to go live on my laptop for the very first time. I got the microphone. I've got, yeah, it just wasn't working. So thankfully, Rhonda mentioned that there was no sound, which would make sense because I was asking, can somebody comment if they can hear me, and nobody's commenting. So thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Judy, as well, for confirming that there is no sound. So now I'm on my cell phone, which is not ideal. It's not how I wanted to do this today. Yeah, I'm just gonna see. I just want to pop back over while you guys find me here. I'm on my laptop. I'm gonna see if I can watch the feed. Hi, Shannon. Hi, thank you for watching. Just gonna wait a little while and see if people can find me over on this video. I'm trying to get back to Facebook to see on my laptop to see if I can, if there's any way I can see the feed on the laptop. No, never mind. Okay. So I'm assuming you can hear me now. Please, somebody let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Because I was trying on my laptop and nobody could hear me. Anybody? Okay. Well, I'm just going to start talking then. Okay, so we are here today to talk about the Autumn Upcycle Extravaganza. But before we get started with that, I just wanted to discuss our Christmas in July challenge briefly. We introduced the Christmas in July. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Jerry says yes, you can hear me. Okay. So we introduced the Christmas in July challenge at the beginning of July. We've asked you to submit an ornament that you made. It doesn't have to be a Christmas ornament. It could be a winter ornament. Yeah, submit it. So please send those entries to info@ninnysnapkins.com. And you can also share them on our Facebook page, Customers of Ninny's Napkins. But to enter, I would really like you to send them by email, please. It just helps me stay organized. I put them all in one folder. I have your name there. I have your email address there. So when you win, or if you win, you know, I can reply to you. And yeah, and so the prize for that contest is a mini mystery box, which will be napkins only, and it's going to be Christmas themed. So a whole bunch of, I think you can fit something like 50 napkins in mini mystery box, or maybe it's 50 pairs, 50 different designs. Yeah, so it's a great prize anyway. And if we share your entry on our social media, you will receive a coupon for 10% off your next purchase at Ninny's Napkins. And we have received quite a few entries so far, and I've kind of been keeping them a little bit hidden away. Normally we share a few of them here and there. We haven't really been on the Ninny's news very much recently. Things have just been crazy, and with the live videos that we've been doing, it just seems a little redundant. There's a lot of editing involved in the news, and I think we're keeping you guys pretty up to date on the live videos. So yeah, and then we'll announce the winner on, I believe it is August the 10th. So that is all about the Christmas in July challenge. But you're here to talk about the Autumn Upcycle Extravaganza at Ninny's Napkins inside of the Everett Emporium, or really at the Everett Emporium, because this event is hosted by Ninny's Napkins, by Onyx Upcycle, which is the furniture side of our business, and by the Rustic Refinery, which is something we haven't really talked a lot about yet. I've been waiting for just the right time to talk, but just a really brief description or a brief explanation. There is another little shop coming into the Everett Emporium, which is called the Rustic Refinery, by a lady named Darlene, who's a very talented crafter. She makes kind of home decor, refurbishes stuff, refines the old and makes it new again, and a lot of home decor stuff, vintage, farmhouse kind of stuff. So more on that later. I will introduce Darlene to you hopefully in the next few days. But yeah, so she'll be here soon as well. She's opening on August the 6th with a grand opening on August 24th. But yeah, so we've kind of banded together to put on this event for you. It is going to be a 3-day event, an in-person event. And our hopes with the Autumn Upcycle Extravaganza being 3 days is that some of you who really feel like you're missing out on workshops, on the in-person workshops because of the distance that you live, and I know it's still going to be too far for some of you, but you know, if you're maybe 5 hours away, 6 hours away, maybe even 10 hours away, maybe coming for a 3-day event is going to be worth your drive rather than just coming for an afternoon. So while everybody's welcome, of course, including our local customers and our regular customers, we would love for some of our faraway customers to be able to join us for this event. That includes Canadians, Americans, and anything in between. Not in between. Anything anywhere in the world, wherever you want to come from. And if you need suggestions, if you want to come to this area of Ontario for a longer period of time, we can make some suggestions on some other things you can check out while you're in the area. We're a couple hours away from Niagara Falls. We're a couple hours away from the Muskokas and Cottage Country. We're a little over an hour north of Toronto. So if you were coming for, you know, a mini vacation, there are things you can do. Now, being a 3-day event, if you are coming from out of town, you are going to need to find some accommodation. Again, we can make some recommendations, but it's not included in the event price, so you'll need to source out your own accommodations for sleeping and purchase that yourself. So I've just made myself some little notes here to make sure I don't forget anything. So the dates for this event are September 27th, 28th, and 29th. So the last weekend in September. We do hope to make this an annual event, and I'm hoping that it's always going to be the last weekend in September. The price for this event, for the 3-day event, is $375 Canadian, which is about $271 US. It is going to be a catered event. There will be 3 lunches and 1 dinner included in this. A little bit more on that later. And it's all catered by Sabrina's Catering, which is Sabrina owns a restaurant around the corner from us called Sabrina's Home Kitchen. She makes lovely Italian food, but she makes other stuff as well. Roasted chicken, kind of more, not pub style food, but like home cooking, you know. So yeah, I'll get into a little bit more details on the food in a little while. And there will be vegetarian options available. There will be gluten-free options available. And if you have any other dietary restrictions, I know one of the ladies who's already purchased a ticket is vegan. So I'll be discussing that with her on how we can accommodate her. Because yeah, we are eager to accommodate all your needs. We want everybody to be comfortable. And yeah, so I'll go over the schedule for the event quickly. So it starts Friday, September 27th. We'd like to see you here at 9:30 a.m. The first half hour is just going to be kind of a welcome and an intro, and we'll go over everything that's going to be happening again throughout the day. 10 a.m. is our first workshop. There's going to be a total of 5 workshops in this event, plus something a little different on the Sunday, which I'll explain in a moment. The first workshop from 10 till about noon is going to be a CD key holder. So this whole event it's an upcycle event. So it's all about turning trash into treasure. So we're trying to find things that would maybe normally get thrown away, and we're going to turn them into something beautiful and functional and yeah, something that you're going to absolutely love. And we also want to make sure you learn as many different products and techniques as possible during this 3-day weekend. So the CD key holder, that one I don't have yet to show you. We're working on it. It's coming soon, but it is going to involve an old CD, some resin and molds. Some of you have requested that you'd really like to use the resin during this event. So there will be resin and molds involved in that. There will be, of course, paint. And we're actually going to use an old kind of barn board, as well as some old square nails, which actually probably came from my house at some point. So yeah, that one's going to be really cool. So stay tuned for that. I'll be uploading a picture of that one on the website probably later this week or at the beginning of the week. After that will be lunch. So Sabrina's Catering is going to be bringing in lunch for that. I think it's going to be lasagna. Something like that, lasagna, garlic bread, Caesar salad, and maybe some other little snackies, finger foods, maybe some fruit, something like that. None of this is absolutely set in stone yet, but again, vegan options available and gluten-free options available, and let us know if you need any other accommodations. And during that lunch, so that's a lunch and learn. So we're going to be doing some live demonstrations of some different products and stuff. It's going to be really cool. While you're eating, you can be learning and watching, some different stuff. After lunch, so at 2 o'clock, so you get a couple of hours for lunch to socialize, maybe do some shopping. And by the way, you do get a 10% off coupon to use for any of your purchases inside of the Everett Emporium during this event. So 2 hours for lunch, and then is our afternoon workshop. So from 2 till 4, we're going to be upcycling some coffee cans. And I do actually have a sample of one of those here. So this one was made by Darlene at the Rustic Refinery, and I'm trying to get it in here. I might have to turn the camera around. And so we'll have lots of different napkins for you to choose from. So this one is a napkin decoupage. She's gone with kind of an autumn theme. There's a beautiful little barn owl there and a pumpkin. It actually is a little bit almost Harry Potter-ish, but we're gonna have lots of different options for that for you. And then there are these beautiful resin castings on the side of it. So this one is also going to involve resin. And actually what we're going to be doing is at the beginning of the event, you're going to get a goodie bag, which will include some of the items that you're going to use throughout the weekend. And one of the things is going to be a box of amazing casting resin, and you get the whole box to yourself. So you're going to use it for workshops on Friday, and then you will have some left, or at least most likely, and you can either take that home at the end of the workshop, or I'll explain on Sunday what you can do with the rest of your resin when we get to that part. But yeah, so upcycle coffee cans. So you can use this to put dried flowers in, or fake flowers. You can use it on your counter to put your utensils in, you know, your wooden spoons. It's just beautiful. She did a lovely job with this. Oh, and we're going to be using polyvine crackle glaze in this one. So if you've ever wanted to try crackle glaze, this workshop is going to show you how to use that, and most likely fusion mineral paint on this one. Or you could use this to store your paint brushes. All kinds of cool stuff you can do with this. And again, you're learning a skill so that you can take that home and apply this to other tin cans and other projects. I mean, these skills, it's not like they, only apply now to tin cans. Good for pods as well. Yeah, so like coffee pods, I think you mean. That's also great because they're so big. You'd hold a lot of coffee in there. I need that. Lots of cool stuff you can do with that. Okay, and then so after that at 4 o'clock, we're going to have an hour to kind of shop and socialize if you would like to. 5 p.m. we're going to do a bit of a wrap up, and then after that you'll be on your own for the rest of Friday evening. So we're not providing dinner that night. I thought you'd want a bit of variety in your food. So Alliston is just 5 minutes away, the town of Alliston. There's lots of options there for eating. Montana's is there. There's lots of good little, local restaurants that you can go to. Angus isn't that far away either. They've got quite a few different options. So lots of options. Okay, Saturday. So Saturday, we will have you back at 10 a.m. For our very first workshop of the day, which is a shabby chic wall hanging. And this one's really cool. I think I'm going to flip the camera around for this because I think it's going to be too big. And this is one that Kelly has made for us, and so she'll be guiding this workshop. Let me see how to turn the camera. Here you go. So this is really cool. So she's used, these are actually skid boards and rice papers. So you're going to be learning to use rice papers with this one. And this will hang up. And we can also, if you like, you can add more resin castings to this, or you can do stenciling. You can stencil the word welcome or family onto here. Again, lots of options, and we're going to have some different rice papers. So if this isn't necessarily your style, the kind of pink shabby chic, there's other options available as well. But I think this is absolutely beautiful. Really loving this. So again, trash into treasure. Old skid boards that we would normally throw in the bonfire pit are turned into something lovely. And there's a bit of whitewashing in here too, and some aging antiquing. So yeah, that one will be a lot of fun. That's another 2-hour workshop. Let me flip you back around. Okay, too close. Oh, and after that, okay, so once that workshop is done, we're going to have a 2-hour break again for lunch. And this is going to be, again, from Sabrina's Catering, but it's going to be kind of sandwiches and a salad. Again, gluten-free, vegetarian, all taken into consideration. And we're going to send you on a field trip around the corner to the Three Little Pigs antique shop. Yeah, so also what's included in your ticket price is going to be a $20 Canadian voucher to spend at the antique shop. So Three Little Pigs it's very close. It's owned by our friend Stacy. And yeah, she's really looking forward to accommodating you and having you come over and shop. She's got all kinds of beautiful antiques. We do recommend bringing cash. She doesn't take credit or debit, so she can do e-transfers, but I think just, yeah, you've got lots of notice. Bring some cash with you, and you'll have your $20 voucher as well that you can take. And so what you're looking for there, I mean, you can do whatever shopping you like, obviously, but our next workshop after your trip to Stacy's is going to be a prep and paint for another project that you're going to do on Sunday. And so what we're going to do for this one is you can pick any item. So you can bring something with you. It doesn't have to be something you got at Three Little Pigs. You can bring something with you for the weekend. We will have items available here that you can purchase as well for this, or you can grab something at Stacy's. And so it's going to be anything that you want to decoupage. So something wooden, something metal, preferably small, something that you can easily carry. So like another, coffee can sized thing, or I've got some examples to show you. I got this mirror recently when I was thrifting. That would be a really good project. Even something like this adorable squirrel that I recently got thrifting. It could be a bread box. I've been doing that bread box in our lives recently. It could be something like that. As long as you can easily carry it. We don't want big pieces of furniture or anything like that for this particular workshop. So yeah, like I said, bring it with you or get it here or get it at Stacy's. Everybody will have a project. We've even got, some bottles. You can bring in bottles, or we've got some bottles for that. And so we're going to teach you how to properly clean, if you need to sand, if you need to put Ultra Grip or a bonding primer, if you need a stain blocking primer, and then you're going to paint. And then the reason we're doing that Saturday is so that it has a chance to dry overnight and really prep your piece for decoupage the following day. So yes, once we get back from Three Little Pigs, we're going to do the prep and paint workshop directly after that. And then we're going to actually go over to Sabrina's around the corner instead of having her bring food in, just a little change of scenery, and have a buffet dinner. I believe that one is going to be roasted chicken, roasted vegetables, and roasted potatoes, among other things. And then after that, we'll come back Saturday evening from 6:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. and we're going to upcycle an old cabinet door into a serving tray. And I'll take you over to that one. Flip you around again. Okay. We've done this workshop once before and it was really popular. So this is my cabinet door serving tray. And so you'll get all the supplies are included. So you're going to get the handles. We could maybe even do some more resin on them. Some transfers. So this, I think, is the first time we're going to use transfers during the weekend. And then, of course, painting. We can do an ombre like this one is, or special effects. Whatever you like, and you get to choose your own transfers, your own colors. I do have another one over here that I'll show you. This one I didn't turn into a serving tray, so that's an option as well. You can just make wall art, and we can put some hanging hardware on the back, so that's another one that I've done in the past without the handles. So we'll have both options available. So that'll be the evening workshop, and then after that, you'll be going back to wherever your accommodations are for the night. That brings us to Sunday. Okay, Sunday is going to be a little bit different. From 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., is going to be dedicated time for crafting and shopping. So you're going to work on whatever on Sunday. You're going to maybe finish up projects from Friday and Saturday, or you're going to work on your piece that you prepped and painted the day before. So we're going to put out paint, all the tools that you need. We're going to provide you with napkins for that day, varnish, probably like stamps and stencils and that kind of thing. And then, and you get to just sit and craft and socialize. We'll be there to help you, guide you. If you have any questions, we can, help you make your creations awesome and finish things that you've been working on earlier in the weekend. You can start stuff that you take home later, and you also can wander around, shop, have a coffee, and Sabrina's is going to bring in some little finger foods for you to munch on throughout the day. That's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited for that. It'll just be kind of a nice, relaxing day at the end of the weekend, and a chance to really just, kind of go inspire each other, help each other. I think it's going to be really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to the Sunday. Let me just take a look at my notes here. So it says you can utilize your newly acquired skills to work on your own piece. We'll supply paint and napkins. So if you want anything else, like if you want transfers or something for that day, obviously you would have to purchase those with your 10% off discount. And and use them that day as well. But we will provide you with napkins and all sorts of other stuff. Let me just read the comments here. Susan, what a great time. I don't know if I can make it this year, but I'll definitely look forward to next year. Well, hopefully you can make it this year, but if not, we are really hoping to make this an annual event. So we've already actually sold a couple of tickets. So I don't know if I mentioned there's only 28 spots available for this. That's how many seats at tables we have right now. So in the future, if this becomes really successful, we may expand that. But for this year, for our first one, I think 28 is a really good number. So you really don't want to hesitate, though. We've had a lot of interest in this already. So if you want that ticket, like I said, it's $375 Canadian, which is $125 a day. That's pretty good for a couple of workshops and your meals, I think. And especially, like I said, we provide all the supplies except for that bring your own piece. And then, and then there will be prizes. So at 3 o'clock, we're going to wrap up and kind of say our goodbyes and thank yous. And we're going to be announcing some prize winners. So we have one lucky person, one lucky ticket holder we're going to draw a ticket out of a hat, I guess, out of a basket, and you'll win a prize pack worth $150 Canadian. And we're probably going to do some other prizes, maybe some giveaways, some contests throughout the weekend. So it's going to be, really well worth it. And like I said, there's going to be a grab bag at the beginning, so there's going to be things you're taking home with you, not just your projects. Sorry, just looking at my notes again. Okay, I think that was it for the schedule. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions now or later on. I know lots of people are going to be watching this on the replay. And or you feel free to email me, info@ninnysnapkins.com, if you have any questions at all about this event. Something else I should mention. This is a 2-story building. And we do tend to do our workshops upstairs. It's just the lighting's better up here. It makes sense to us in most cases. However, if stairs pose an issue to you, that's no problem. We have no problem accommodating. We do have more workshop space downstairs. We can divide the group into 2. It's not a problem. We've already kind of anticipated that. I want everybody to be able to participate in this. If stairs are an issue, that would be awful if you couldn't join us, but you definitely can. So no worries there. But if you could let me know ahead of time when you've purchased your ticket and just say, hey, I would prefer to be downstairs, that would be awesome. That would be really helpful to us. Let's just see. Okay, we talked about the price, we talked about the dates, we talked about the schedule, the things you'll learn to use. So I'll just go over that again quickly. You're going to learn how to use amazing casting resin as well as molds. You're going to learn decoupage with decoupage napkins, crackle glaze, polyvinyl crackle glaze with paint. You're going to learn to use rice papers. Yeah, and all kinds of other stuff, I'm sure. We got the food, we talked about the bring your own piece, we talked about the prize pack. Yeah, and accommodations. If, like I said, if you're coming from out of town, you will be responsible for finding your own accommodations, but we can certainly make some recommendations. As I said, we're not far from Alliston. There's not a whole lot there as far as hotels. It is a fair-sized town, but there is the Red Pine Inn, was very popular. There are Airbnbs. There is a bed and breakfast nearby. Angus, I think, has a small hotel. Barry's 30 minutes away. Lots of options for hotels there. There's camping. I know somebody had said to me that they would like to bring an RV. So Earl Row Campground is not far away. Nicholston Dam Campground, I think it's called, I've heard is even better. It's probably 15 minutes from here. So if you've ever been here before, we are kind of in the middle of nowhere. Everett's not a very big town, but some people might say we're in the middle of everything. So there's lots, within 10 or 15 minutes of here, and even more within 30 minutes of here. So lots of cool stuff to do, lots of places to stay, lots of places to eat on the days that we are not providing the food. So yeah, I'm super excited. I really hope to be able to meet some of you that I've spoken to on over email or online, like on Facebook, and haven't actually got to meet in person. It would be really great to see some of your smiling faces here. I think the whole weekend is just going to be an absolute blast. We're really looking forward to it. All the staff, we're all really pumped. We've spent the last few weeks just planning this and prepping for workshops and working on, the posters and tickets and all that. And yeah, so if nobody has any questions right now for me, then I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm gonna head on home for the next 2 days, and I'll catch up with you guys later. And yeah, I really hope you're gonna join us. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye. Have a great evening.